How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we are talking about DigiByte, DGB. I would definitely say DigiByte is my top 5 cryptocurrencies. I'd say out of all the different cryptos out there, DigiByte's probably going to be taking up towards the top rankings of that top 5 position as well. And when you really think about DigiByte, and in terms of funding and in terms of the particulars of the team that's working behind it, and how essentially there's a need for DigiByte, and they're filling that need and they're working to establish it. And that's really why I'm happy to be making this video, because it's interesting that they're reaching out to the broader DigiByte community recently, and I think that we can definitely help them with this sort of grassroots social media marketing approach that we've really been pioneering, especially on Twitter. So if you guys are definitely interested in DigiByte, it's really awesome to see how DigiByte's definitely one of the most active communities that's been really active with the meme community, really active with the cryptocurrency culture that's been really developing and growing across all the different aspects of the internet. And I would say that DigiByte's community definitely does speak for itself. Really solid blockchain, and we talk about this all the time. It's a huge talking point that often comes up when we're discussing DigiByte, and that's the importance of blockchain. Realistically, the cryptocurrencies that don't have blockchain are ultimately going to fall by the wayside and be forgotten as things continue to move forward. And the fact that DigiByte's faster than Bitcoin, faster than Litecoin, all these different variables definitely compiling, and really they're making inroads to Asia, Africa, Latin America, a lot of these international parts of the world that are basically just now really having these vital more and more people all around the world connecting to the smartphones, which is something that we're witnessing happening on a global scale as well. More and more people getting used to this sort of developing digital community that's happening in a big way. So a lot of exciting things happening, in particular with DigiByte. Very exciting time for cryptocurrency all over, I would say, with things in the green. Relatively positive for people who've been recently hopping on board. I'd imagine the people who've just now probably been investing in any of these particular technologies are probably feeling pretty good. But as far as the long-term perspective, people who've been holding on since last year, I mean, obvious things say for themselves. I mean, we're pretty much a far way off from the all-time highs that we were seeing at the end of 2017, but personally, I'm not complaining. I mean, for those of us who are around back then and those of us who are around years before that, cryptocurrency certainly does have its ups and downs, and I mean, there's obviously going to be people making money in this space every single day. I mean, Bitcoin dominance now, 51.7%. I would say we'll probably see Bitcoin dominance eventually over the next couple of weeks, months. Probably see Bitcoin dominance on a relatively down, at probably 49% at some points coming up. So that's very interesting. Because obviously we were seeing Bitcoin dominance quite higher than that in more recent times. But these things definitely do fluctuate in accordance with events that are happening, certainly on a global scale. So when we see Bitcoin dominance at 51%, that is an indication of a lot of things. But I would say that power structure will eventually shift back, and we'll certainly be seeing a lot of these different technologies, the up-and-comers, really leveraging the potential that's made available by this reputation that cryptocurrency at large has essentially developed for itself. And now I'd say when we're talking about DigiByte, we're talking about this developed technology, I would say that DigiByte's probably one of the most accurately priced cryptocurrencies in the top 50. I know it's sort of a bold claim to say, but you have to take into consideration the speed element of DigiByte. I mean, what practical things is actually Bitcoin doing other than being such a big publicity stunt for cryptocurrency? I mean, don't get me wrong, Bitcoin's definitely doing that. It certainly has a lot of attention, a lot of media attention, a lot of people can reference Bitcoin, and in so doing, they reference a huge cultural paradigm shift that's essentially one of the bigger talking talking points on this channel. It's certainly a meme at this point, talking about the fact that cryptocurrency in and of itself is a symbol of a much larger thing that's happening on a broader scale, international scale, in fact. So when we see DigiByte and the different moves that they're moving towards and so forth, we take into consideration a lot of these different variables. It's certainly interesting to see all these different partnerships that DigiByte's establishing, across the board, and of course, this renewed confidence that we're seeing with all these different people. Certainly, everybody and their grandmother should have heard of DigiByte at this point if they've been paying attention to Bitcoin. But I digress. I'm not going to preach to the choir on that one. It's definitely interesting how DigiByte, the team that's working behind it, is definitely one of the most hardworking teams in the cryptocurrency space at this time. I would say that DigiByte's team, among all, has definitely created a roadmap that's definitely going to breed it out to success as we continue to move forward, and we see more and more people all the way around the world getting involved, getting connected to the internet and so forth, and sort of that internet penetration happening across the board. Very exciting things happening, I would say. And then when you take into consideration how widely distributed DigiByte is all around the world, these are definitely very interesting variables. So I think for anybody who's paying attention, this is definitely a very interesting cryptocurrency. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you found this video educational. Remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only, but it is interesting to see all these different predictions that have been coming out involving DigiByte. But like I said, remember, I'm not your dad, so I definitely recommend that you go and do your own research, come to your own conclusions about these things, because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to tell you their opinion when it comes to these things. And at the end of the day, you can really only trust the opinions that you have come to develop based on information and so forth that is in your own mind. But all that being said, if you guys are interested, you guys could follow us on our official Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber, and we'll definitely be happy to follow back anybody who follows us. And all that being said, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys shout out to us on Instagram or Twitter, or Snapchat, all that stuff. Happy to add everybody on Snapchat, including you, the viewer. Great community that's been growing on this channel, where we've been talking about cryptocurrencies and all sorts of different topics, staying in the know, really developing that network. I'm actually going to be including a link to this video down in the description that talks about the recent developments that have been happening with DigiByte. Essentially, DigiByte's really calling on the DigiByte community to, in the whole cryptocurrency community at large, definitely as an opportunity to partake in what's happening right now. So certainly go and check out this video down in the description. I'll include a link to it. It talks about a lot of similar things that we have been chatting about in this video, but definitely expands upon them. It's just a 10-minute video, but I find giving other YouTubers shout outs is definitely important to really broaden our horizons as far as these things go. But when we talk about DigiByte, we talk about the future is decentralized. We talk about all these old quotable things that are in the cryptocurrency world, but I would say that DigiByte definitely does represent a lot of things that are really big that are possible with this shifting paradigm that we're seeing on the larger scale. I was just recently viewing the DigiByte roadmap, taking a look at where they're essentially going to be spreading themselves out to, and where they aren't already. And essentially the fact that DigiByte is so well distributed across the world, I'd say that it makes it a very successful alternative to Bitcoin. We could essentially be seeing some really big things happening with DigiByte as we witness the turn of 2018 into 2019. I think DigiByte's definitely a key contender, that think tank. And that's really one of the fundamental opportunities that are made possible by cryptocurrency, is the fact that the internet at large, I mean, the decentralized exchange of ideas that we're witnessing, it's all at a larger scale, developing and leading towards more developments on all sorts of idea explorations that are possible now with all this different networking. But that's enough from me. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, this episode of Crypto Clout. My name is FaZe Crypto, and I'll see you guys in the next one.